I'm just gonna go ahead and hop on into the first game of the night. I know you guys will be talking about EWC, the future of Starcraft. I get it, very exciting. Finally, hopefully, we will understand how our future looks like. Why is Trigger not VIP? Because he never asked, I guess, mate. It's that simple. We got a future. Well, we have an esports World Cup, which is big. ESL has an SC2 Pro Tour now. No, we had an... oh my god, I have the wrong overlay. Sorry guys, I casted the Warcraft 3 tournament, so I have the wrong overlay. I am not gonna ask them to rehost, because I think that's annoying. I always use Pro 2020, right? So, we're gonna do Game 1 tonight with our very, very old school overlay. Since we have something to celebrate, let's just pretend that we are back into Wings of Liberty. And obviously, second game, you guys will get your usual overlay. Let's do it.
Let's get it on. Round 1, fight.
Wait, what I can do, by the way, is do this. Look, we still have a scoreboard. Jay can make it. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subbies. Overlay will be fixed in game 2. I apologize. Blame it on the Warcraft 3 mod, guys. Bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of our Ukrainian random player, who I do believe always says he is a race, so that's very fair, that's very honest. This is HackErIsTop. 60 bucks on the line, guys, for the winner of this best of 5. The loser gets a 15. In the bottom right side, playing under the account I Love Zerk. I don't think I can flip these names, by the way. So, oh my god, in a TVT, this is going to be frustrating. Ay caramba. This is our American Terran player, Patches. Yeah, they posted an announcement saying that the ESL Pro Tour is discontinued. That does not mean that it's the end of Starcraft Esports. That just means that maybe somebody else does something. Maybe somebody else is also in charge of how do we even qualify for the Esports World Cup, right? I don't know. I hope to have a couple answers tonight. I'm excited to figure it all out. I am, of course, beyond excited that we are going to Saudi Arabia once more. Which also means that I think every single teamless StarCraft 2 top tier pro right now should not have any issues whatsoever finding a team in the upcoming months and hopefully closing one hell of a deal. No, we are not in the replay, I'm just in the wrong overlay. It will be fixed in game 2. Yeah, this is going to be very hard for me to cast. I'm so not used to this overlay. And then on top of that we have a random player. It's TVT. He's not called Patches, he's called I Love Zerk, and the scoreboard is flipped. Total nightmare. A total nightmare. I've heard some things about GSL as well, and that I don't know in what way, shape, or form the GSL Code S comes back, but they really, I am sure that it ties into EWC. Anything else would be very crazy. But yeah, that's also very exciting, right? Mm-hmm. Exactly, Vonru. That has been happening for a while, so. Yeah, well, we'll learn throughout the night, and you guys can keep on sharing things, and if you guys have a little summary from me over for something big, that's awesome. But hey, at least the biggest announcement is there. We will have an official World Championship, which means we have a monstrous tournament to look forward to. And a Home Story Cup is fun, and Stara Zugara is fun. Zugora, rather. But obviously, being part of EWC next to all the other big boy esports is amazing. This is very unfortunate. So apparently we couldn't leave our base, so we had to kill our own tech lab. And right on the moment he had to kill his own tech lab, he got scanned. That's a little bit embarrassing. That is a tiny bit embarrassing. We've got 4 Reapers and 2 Hellions here. Getting ready for the, I would almost say, inevitable one base move out of HackErIsTop. To tell you guys a little bit about HackErIsTop, he's a 16-year-old random player from Ukraine, and he basically pretty much one base all-ins each and every single game. That is what he does. This man loves his one base all-ins, and obviously he's damn good in it. If that's all you do, these guys are around 5,000 MMR. I didn't mention that yet. I like the idea of a Liberator, by the way, going into the main base. This overlay always messes up with my observing. Honestly, Patch is kind of cooking so far, no? I really like what Patches is cooking. There is not a lot of anti-air available. One Marine is going to take half a century to gun down this Liberator. Now the Viking does pop out. at a rather fortunate moment. I would just leave it, mate. No, don't. Well, okay, maybe sending it home is not bad either. Vikings are not that quick. Reapers continue to throw grenades, gunning down each and every single Marine. I don't know about this fight against 2 Vikings and a tank. That's probably not quite the fight. Definitely got some goosebumps though, guys. Some exciting stuff. Vikings against Vikings and the Liberator. The Liberator falls. Patches a little bit indecisive perhaps with his own tank. Decides to siege it up on the north side of his ramp leading into his natural. This is a bit odd. It's an ambush tank. I think Patches is cooking. I think he's done a lot of things right. Yeah, I mean the worker lead is mental. Even if it's 1 base against 1 base. But 1 base all-ins is still always kind of funny though. It's always kind of funny. It's always kind of weird. And HackErIsTop is probably going to have a little more experience in these kinds of weird situations. And he's also dropping a command center at home. Patches only now starting his command center. So big worker lead for Patches, but a much, much later expand. It was always going to happen in the year of the rabbit. That's right, guys. Can't believe you guys ever had any doubt about the year of the rabbit. I almost want to say no bad things could ever happen in the year of the rabbit, but I think it's too late for that. But at least some good things are happening as well. Yeah, it was smart, but it obviously would have been smarter to actually just get value out of it while it's battling. I'm surprised with how quick this expand is, despite the fact that he was forced to pull all the workers away. It was, I mean, it was very, very committed on 1 base. That's so basically how he always opens. Just because you open up at a 1 base, if it then doesn't work, but you feel like you somehow get enough done that you can start expanding. That's where we currently are. The match with Scarlet is the last of the 4. Every Friday we give out $500, 4 matches in total. This is the first match of the night. The one with Scarlet is the last one of the night. Should be around 9 PM my time, 3 PM on the East Coast. Could be later, could be earlier. Just keep an eye on the other games. And for people who just joined, I'm sorry about this terrible overlay. I selected a different overlay to cast the Warcraft 3 tournament, because that one is bugged with the regular overlay, but now I forgot to change it back. But it's alright, we're back in Wings of Liberty, baby. I don't know if Patches is still cooking, by the way. Like, it's honestly, it's looking pretty grim right now. Viking numbers are also in favor of HackErIsTop, 6 against 4, and he is going to chase down those Vikings of Patches. Our American terror player in serious trouble here against our random Ukrainian who's going to let the Vikings kill the tanks. It's a bit of a massacre, guys. It is a bit of a massacre. Game 1 is on Europe. Game 2 will be on NA. Game 1 is Europe. Game 3, Europe. Game 4, NA. Game 5, coin toss. We did always say that, yeah, we have to take the Twitter account more serious than the website. Not surprised that in the end, Twitter announces it before the website. One flanking tank over here by Patches. Honestly, sick tank. Getting 2 tanks already. He's gonna get another shot off. Will finally fall. Patches is apparently the NA god of the random tanks. The ambush tank. Command center floating over as well for Patches. He's thinking of going up to 3 bases. Does a YOLO move with his own Viking and a Marine. Got some friendly fire done. Not quite all the friendly fire. There's all the Niels, Nonimba. All the Niels. Well, maybe not all the Niels. There's some Niels. Don't know if there's all the Niels. Liberator's getting a lot of value here as well. That is 14 SCVs dying at an incredibly rapid pace. HackErIsTop, legit for a random player, seems to have pretty good understanding of these weird little TVT skirmishes. When it comes to sieging tanks, sieging libs, landing Vikings, chasing with the Vikings, he has just made better choices. Now it is on Europe, and obviously Patches can maybe turn things around on the server where he's got ping preference, or advantage rather. Liberator Siege is up, is gonna get another tank. I think it's kinda Zoom Slush. This should be it. Our random Ukrainian should be able to take the 1-0 lead here. Unless he somehow ends up losing all these tanks and now against a couple of Marines and SCVs, mate. This is kinda crazy. Oh my goodness, why is he doing it like this? Now, honestly, it might not be that bad anymore, guys. Well, I'm not saying it's good. What is the SCV count? 20 against 54. Oh, we got Stim Marines. Losing 3 tanks like that if you're a 2-base Terran, and I believe that is what HackErIsTop still is, yeah. Man, this game just cannot end. It's just one of these TVTs that can and shall not end. Of course, when I've got the wrong observer interface, we're gonna have a weird one. I was aware already of the ESL Pro Tour cancellation, by the way. That is one thing that I did know. That is obviously very sad in a way. On the other hand, you can say maybe it was somewhat expected because, hey, it's been like 7 months since we had the last bit of activity coming out of the ESL Pro Tour. That also means that the weeklies don't return and that kind of stuff. So yeah, hopefully something else will take its place in a very successful and supporting role. Hopefully, yeah, I don't know. We have more than just the Esports World Cup to look forward to. Why did Tasteless tweet let's go? Because he's probably very happy to go to Saudi Arabia. That is kind of correct, Gunner. I don't know. Maybe a new company. That's the part that I don't know. Either it's back in Blizzard's hands, so you guys no longer have to worry about a balance council that you hate or XYZ, but because that was a lot of it was kind of ran by ESL. That is no longer a thing anymore too. So. We have 2 medevacs with a bunch of Marines and Stim unloading into the main base. That is a lot of dead SCVs. This is maybe where we can see that HackErIsTop might lack some experience in these late game TVT scenarios. I think when it comes to the first 7 minutes of a random versus Terran, he knows what he's doing. Maybe the 2-base scenarios, he knows what he's doing. But obviously the longer that games go, perhaps in a way, the more complicated it gets. Now it seems that HackErIsTop is getting it by having a very simple, straightforward approach. And he says Viking good, tank good. Viking protect tank, tank kill everything. I should be fine. Did lose 32 SCVs there, guys, against like a solid 25 Marines or so. David Kim is definitely no longer part of Blizzard now. What was the reason for the delay? You mean for the announcement? I don't know. That is something that I am completely in the dark of. That's why I hope that there is a different announcement other than we've got EWC and there is no ESL Pro Tour anymore, so we can all understand it a little bit better. David Kim is indeed, he's like the lead game designer of Battle Aces, not just that he works on it. David Kim is kind of the man in charge when it comes to Battle Aces. And I think he's done a pretty damn good job with that game. I think it's a fun game. A game that will come back soon, by the way, guys. In 12 days. If you guys want to play some Battle Aces, you can do that. Round 1 of the Big Brain Bouts. The first of 4 best of 5s is continuing. It's a bit of a weird one between Patches and HackErIsTop. 55 workers have died. And the Orbital was mega close to getting sniped by Vikings, but doesn't quite die in the end. I like how HackErIsTop plays TVT in basically the most simple and straightforward way possible. 1 lib, mass Viking, mass tank. Blizzard should milk this cash cow. I mean, if SC2 was a cash cow, mate, Blizzard would have done a lot with it. There's a reason why they stopped developing content for Starcraft 2. And that's probably because it's a lot of things, but it's absolutely not a cash cow. Yeah. Another orbital gets picked off. Patches was in trouble. At first it looked promising, then he was in trouble, then he was in all sorts of trouble, then he kind of clawed his way back into this game, but in the end, in this strange 15-minute TVT, because I had the wrong observer interface, it is a Ukrainian random player who will take the 1-0 lead. Well, that's not confirmed yet, Addicted to Aces. We don't have an ESL circuit. But we don't know if we get something else in return. That is what I would love to know. And that is the announcement that I am waiting for. Yeah, that Blizzard and single World of Warcraft horse thing, mount, whatever, that story is actually not true. That's not accurate. But what is obviously accurate is that Starcraft 2 was a lot of things, but it absolutely was not a cash cow that you could milk. Because if they could, Activision be milking it. It's just, that's not how it works. I would theorize ESL had to say they weren't doing it before anyone else says, what if anything, they are doing it for the road to EWC. I don't know. I legit do not know. What does the blog post work yet? Can I read that quickly? ESL link works now, but it doesn't say much. I'd like to see it quickly. I'm just gonna hop into the game and then I'll open it. Yeah, it's on one hand it's obviously really good news, and on the other hand it raises more questions like what now? What else? Serious prediction. Let's see what race he gets. And obviously Patches gets NA server now, so that should help him a little bit. I'll take a little look. Is it like on the ESL Starcraft Twitter? Definitely an end of an era, and that is sad, especially if you've worked, I don't know. How many ESL events do you guys think that I've done? 80? 90? It's obviously kind of sad. But hey, hopefully Starcraft will continue to go strong. That is all we can hope for. It still doesn't work for me. Okay, let me just read this quickly. Dear StarCraft 2 community, today we are writing to share an important update regarding the future of the ESL Pro Tour. After an incredible journey since its inception in 2020, that was basically the end of WCS and the start of the ESL Pro Tour. The ESL Pro Tour for StarCraft will not continue in 2025 and beyond. Reaching this decision has been exceptionally difficult for us over the years, with the privilege of hosting iconic events like Katowice, the DreamHack Masters, ESL Opens, collaboration closely with players, fans, and community members. Maintaining a full-scale circuit envisioned for the EPT has become increasingly challenging. There are still great StarCraft 2 esports moments to look forward to in 2025. As you may have already seen, StarCraft 2 is making its return to the Esports World Cup in 2025, where a new world champion will be crowned this summer in Riyadh. Is that all it's... Oh, wait. What comes next? Okay, this is... I have to hop into game 2 and then I'll read the rest of it very, very quickly. Game 2, guys. We got Protos this time for our random Ukrainian player. First series of the night. $60 for the winner, 15 for the loser. Let's do it.
Round 2. Fight!
I recalled my... Ooh, apparently, guys, he started the game by accidentally recalling his probes. Now he's... What is he doing? Why did he cancel his gas? So a bit of a messy start by the man who has taken the 1-0 lead in our first best of 5 of the night. This is HackErIsTop. Bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of Platinum Heroes' very own, this time listed under Patches, the NA Terran Patches. Also saying that he loves Zerg, so far has not played any TVZ yet. It's not so much about viewership. It's obviously a lot more than just viewership. It is a mixture, right, of viewership and the ability to land sponsors, the ability to find funding, and then also in what way does the community show up, players, etc. Involvement of other teams out there. All of that, and then some. Yeah, no, it's definitely, we are entering once more a new era of StarCraft 2. And I don't know how that era is going to look yet. Clearly there is something very, very big on the horizon, but I think it's safe to say that we also all hope for a little more than one big, awesome event over in the summer. I don't have all the answers, guys. I knew about the ending of the ESL Pro Tour. I felt very, very confident about us going to Saudi Arabia, but that was never ever confirmed to me. But it seemed very logical. The rest, I don't really know. I can only assume that some things happen around it. Because it would be very bizarre to select us at the Esports World Cup and then do nothing around it. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, I don't know. Maybe somebody else steps up. Maybe a different org steps up. And they will start running some different kinds of events. Time for SC3. I do not believe in SC3. Alright, let me focus on the game, guys, because we already missed the start. I know it's a crazy, hectic night. And I'm also trying to make sense of all of it. And overall just digest this very big news a little. Well, we've got a best of 5 between Patches and HackErIsTop. Not actually a hacker, of course, in case anybody is worried about that. That's just a nickname that this young man from Ukraine chose. This is a very strange opening. 1 gate, fast expand robo with a very early forge. If Patches can just start getting a few medevacs out, take some advantage of his mobility, he should absolutely cook. When it comes to the news about the Korean game studios, didn't it just say they want to make StarCraft 2 games? They never said we want to make the next StarCraft RTS, right? Huh? That would be that is very different than anything else I read. Is this gonna be glaives? It is starting to look like it. It is legit, kind of ridiculous and crazy. It's a little bit of everything. It is 5 gateways, glaives, and +1. +1 is a very important part of this, because adepts with glaives fire quick. And if they fire quick and they two-shot marines and they two-shot SCVs, they do become very, very powerful. Patches there pulled all of his SCVs to repair a missile turret against the fake Oracle. Mental victory here for HackErIsTop. Yeah, I think it is. When they're talking about making a new StarCraft game, not a single word was said about, hey, we're going to make the next big RTS. I think it is very hard right now for almost any company out there to find crazy amounts of funding to make the next really big RTS. Looking at how some of the other big projects have performed or are performing. So all that news about new StarCraft games, expect a lot, but do not expect SC3 anytime soon. Thank you to PogoLisk matey for the 34 months. So HackErIsTop is going to get attacked first, even though he is gearing up for his own crazy attack. What do you want to do here, guys, if you're Patches? I would almost say give up on the low ground for a little bit, mate. Just defend the high ground, get a bunker in the main at all costs, because adepts are really, really powerful, especially with +1. Bunkers are the worst enemy of adepts. You don't want to lose your bunker, mate. You really, really don't want to lose your bunker. He is going to lose this bunker. I think you need to evacuate low ground. Obviously, he's still dropping. He's doing his thing. This is hard to deal with. This is hard to defend when it comes to adepts. And you guys can see that the adepts are out of position. Marines are powerful. Maybe the Marines can just fight these adepts right now. I think that's doable. Yeah, I like the call. I like the call by Patches, but he's gonna lose so much. We have no bunker in the main. If we just had a single bunker in the main, life would be so different. We do have a tank getting some big shots up, but this tank is going to melt. All the Marines will melt. All the SCVs will melt. This is a crazy game. This is a very, very crazy game, and I'm starting to believe that HackErIsTop, our random player, is going to be able to win this. Because adepts with +1, two-shotting Marines, guys, it's just massive. If you don't have +1 here, I would absolutely believe in the Terran to find a way to stabilize and make something out of it via misfiring at the unbuildable plates. There's just no answer for this. Liberator auto-attacking a war prison. Liberator attacking a war prison. Eventually we got it. We lost 33 pros, by the way. What if you kill... Oh, lift your orbital. No. Losing the orbital against the depths is very, very painful. He has one more orbital left. He's done a lot of damage. If he would have been able to get every single probe, then you can obviously start dreaming, right? With a Liberator against only a single sentry as anti-air. I think right now there is just no way. There is just a no way. Blizzard is gonna take control again, I think, Marik. I can't think of anything else. Unless there is a really big announcement coming soon, but yeah. It must be done by Blizzard. No, the thing is, HLOMK, like, HackErIsTop could have 140 supply. If it's only adepts and a single sentry, and Patches kills every single probe, he has a shot. Because then Cloak Banshees, like he's getting right now, that could be a way to come back into the game. Or just slowly but steady drop a Mew, mine a little bit, find one pickup at a time. But since HackErIsTop still has more than enough probes out to get something going, it's starting to look like we are looking at a 2-0 lead for our European random player in Game 3. Will be played, I think, on the European server. Maybe we can just stay on NA for Game 3, and then Game 4 would be on Europe. Let's. I'm just gonna suggest that. Hey guys. Hey guys. Let's stay on NA for Game 3, and we do EU Game 4. Even though Patches already went offline. Damn it. I'm in the wrong channel. Okay, I think we just switch. That's fine. 2-0. 2-0 for our European. With +1, it's a gnarly build. And it's so hard, obviously, especially if you feel some pressure and you're already nervous, to make all the right calls. But the most important thing as a Terran, guys, that you can do here, that you have to do, is either you get a full wall of, make it E-base for all I care. Anything you can do to keep the adepts out of the natural is great. And if the bunker dies on the low ground, like, we must at all costs have a bunker in the main. So we have a safety anchor, a staging ground that we can then from there on out try to pull off a hold. I didn't hate the double drop on the other side of the map. I think it was quite good. But unfortunately not quite good enough. Now I've lost everybody again. Where is everyone, guys? Anonymous gifted to Amaranth. I'm sure that she will be thrilled to watch somebody. I am sure she will be absolutely thrilled. Who isn't a fan? Am I right? You're just too tired to make good decisions. It's all good. Game 3. I am reading the website a little bit again, guys, very quickly. She's good buddies with Audie and Tasteless. Who isn't? Very likable guys. Patches down 0-2, but it's still possible. Even though apparently had a very bad night of sleep. Doesn't seem to be as sharp as he would love to be. Let's just, we stay here in Game 3. And if there is Game 4, obviously EU. Hello, cute. Thank you so much for the 9 months with Prime. I appreciate it. Yeah. Starting to love Hacker. Alright. We have played a game as Terran. We have played a game as Protoss. What will he get in Game 3? Any Zerg believers? I actually think that if he gets Zerg, Patches can win. This is... no, it's not. It's TVT again. Okay. Alright. 2-0 lead for this man. Round 3. First series of the night. Last series. We'll have Scarlet. We'll have Special. Let's do it.
Round 3. Fight.
I have not been able to read all of it beyond Nidus. I am very dedicated, guys, to my Friday night. And I knew that tonight was going to be a bit of a rowdy night. I was kind of hoping that they would publish the news at like 2 or 3. So I'd have a couple hours to digest it. But I knew that this was going to happen today. It's all good. I am just rolling with the punches. I still want to... A, put on a couple of awesome matches. Hopefully, 500 bucks on the line. Make Basilisk happy. Make you guys happy. And B, learn about this new era of Starcraft. Because that obviously is what it is. Together. We'll figure it out. I know it's distracting. It's a bit much. But we'll get through it. Top left side of Moonwater. We are looking at the main base of our Ukrainian random player. Spawning a Terran once more. It is HackErIsTop. Top right side, we are looking at the main base of Platinum Heroes' very own, the American Terran. Can he do better in this TVT? It's a bit similar to Eldorado, but then instead of the bottom, we're at the top. It's Moonwater. This is Patches. So, what do you mean with the last sentence, Beyond Nidus? Let me know what the last sentence is, and then I will tell you if it's hopium, copium, or not. But I don't know a lot more. I knew about the exit of ESL. And by the way, before anybody has any doubts, I think ESL has been tremendous to Starcraft. Like, legitimately, they have gone above and beyond over time to make things better for us, to support players across all levels, not make it only top heavy, give love to the medium players, give love to the smaller players. They've been very good to us casters too. So nothing but love to ESL for everything they have done. All good things come to an end, but just because good things come to an end, it doesn't mean that the door is closed for new great things. But honestly, I think ESL has been beyond amazing. They've done so much for us. I think we can be very, very happy. Comparing that to IPL, where did they go? Comparing that to MLG, where did they go? And ESL, ripping pepperonis. Like, ESL has done so much for StarCraft throughout history. So, I think they have operated quite a few times at a loss. And of course, that was with the idea of making X, Y, or Z out of it, but they still did it. They didn't have to do it. They could have pulled the plug a couple of years ago, and they didn't. They really have done great stuff for us. I will forever be grateful for all the great memories, and hopefully, guys, we can still make new great memories together. We have a command center, a cheeky hidden base, guys, going up in the bottom right side, and I don't hate that. Against a random player who is probably going to be very aggressive, is known for early aggression. It's a bit wild, but this is a strange map that the guys probably don't have crazy amounts of experience on. I do really like the idea of going for a hidden base. Now, it is important that you still eventually do something. Like, either you take it natural or you are very aggressive and it's just a bit weak, but like, it's gonna be too easy to figure it out if nothing is happening but there is no expand. You was ready to fly to Shanghai. Well, there might still be something happening at Shanghai for StarCraft, right? I don't know this for sure. I know that I'm not going to be there unless I'm going for something else, but there might still be something happening. Wow. When they say soon in the Ruchen, how soon are we talking? It's very sad, by the way, for Terran players, they don't have recall. Hidden bases are so much more powerful when you can just recall a bunch of workers and immediately saturate a mineral line. One Banshee flies into the main base. And it is... Well, I believe that stuff is happening in May. But that could just be online stuff. So, I don't know if that is related to anything happening over in China. But I think stuff is happening in May. But I don't know if that's online or offline or a mixture of both. For me, it would only be online if I would be available. Obviously, it will never be an invitational war. There will always be qualifiers, guys. They will... maybe they'll invite Clem as the reigning champ. I don't think anybody's too concerned whether or not Clem could qualify for the World Championship. But outside of Clem, everybody is going to have to qualify 100%. And how are they going to do that? I don't know. We'll find out real soon. Yeah, first Banshee was good. Second Banshee shows up as well. It's going to keep HackErIsTop busy. Patches, who was giving us a little update about his lack of sleep before the series, in the middle of the series, is starting to look pretty good here in Game 3. And obviously, we always root for the guy who's down 0-2. There's one thing we don't love in life. It's 3-0s on the Friday night. Anything but a 3-0. Banshee's still going ham. HackErIsTop overall seems to be a little bit confused. He also hasn't scouted a whole lot. He definitely doesn't know about the hidden base, but he barely even knows about this army that's standing here. Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? This game is a bit of a disaster for our 16 or 17-year-old Ukrainian Terran player who is up to 0. But this army is just flying around now. He unloads in the nature where there is no base. Does get a couple of really good shots off. Come on, Patches. Don't take a horrible fight right now, mate. Anything outside of a horrible fight, please. Ay, ay, ay. Invite Clem and don't invite Cero. Clem is the reigning champ, mate. If they invite anybody, they will invite the reigning champ. That is very common practice in a lot of sports. They're not inviting Clem because he's handsome, good looking, and very good at Starcraft. They would maybe invite Clem just to defend his title. But it doesn't matter. This kind of stuff, to me, it does not matter at all. Because Clem will always qualify. You invite him, he's going to be there. If you don't invite him, he's going to qualify. At the very first or the second attempt, like, that doesn't matter to me. But outside of that, it would never, ever be an invitational. I'm sure of that. Way too much money on the line, and that goes against the spirit of competition as well. To invite a whole bunch of people to the biggest event of the year without having any qualifiers. That doesn't sound real. Patches still has his hidden base. And because of the hidden base, I think we're going to be okay. The way that we handled this fight at home, perhaps it was not ideal. But I think we're going to be okay. Even though he loads up a full medevac right now. He doesn't have too many units at home. I didn't say that, Silent X. Guys, please. Somebody asked me a question and I react to it, then at least pay some attention before having a follow-up question. I don't think they invited anybody. If they will invite someone, it would only be the defending champ. But I don't think they will even do that. Maybe they do. It does not really matter, right? Medevac has died, but the Marines are still going strong. They'll gun down a couple of SCVs, make it 7, perhaps 8, eventually 9 or 10. That is pretty good. 10 is quite good. I don't think they have announced the date yet, but it's probably going to be somewhat similar to last year. So you guys can always look up what time Esports World Cup for Starcraft happened last year. And maybe like a week earlier, a week later, but they'll announce that real soon. Have no doubt. This is a great drop in the main base, and since Patches is still waiting for Stim and stuff to come online, it is so difficult to deal with this kind of stuff. He's got the units. He's unsieging every single tank. I think he will be able to clean this up. But HackErIsTop, guys, just seems to look like a slightly more complete player. And even if he is random. And it's not even necessarily the crazy one-base all-ins. He's just playing well. He is finding so much more value out of his attacks and his drops than his opponent is. EWC, last ever big cup. Good luck, have fun. That game. That's the great thing, mate. They've been saying this for 12 years, guys. It's always, Roddy, there's just one more, and then it's over. And you know what the best thing is, guys? That it's never over. Haha. It is literally never over. Don't we love that? Maybe some Age of Empires folks are now very upset. I don't know. Or maybe some trolls, who knows? It's okay, guys. Jealousy is a good thing, because if people have nothing to be jealous of, that means that we are actually in trouble, so. Yeah. All good things come to an end. But hopefully Starcraft will live long and happily ever after. Hopefully it will outlive me. If you have people coming over telling us our game is dead, that's when you know that we're doing really good. That's when we matter again. If nobody's even shouting at us, do we even matter? I don't know StatFest, but a lot of the Age of Empire players, casters, community, whatever, I think they were under the impression that it was all over for StarCraft and that everybody who still played StarCraft should just start playing Age of Empires. That was a bit of a thing. I don't know if that's still a thing. Matches, by the way, is doing his absolute best to hang in there. He's down in upgrades. He's down 10 workers. Does have some good tank shots there. And as long as we've got that hidden base, this is a bad fight for HackErIsTop, even if he had the upgrade lead. One of the first bad fights I kind of feel like he has taken throughout the series. Thought it was Stormgate that was going to take the last slot at EWC. That would have been surprising. And in a weird way, guys, obviously never at the expense of Starcraft. But if it was at the expense of any other game, I think it'd be kind of hype. Seeing a brand new RTS being played for crazy amounts of money. Everybody starts at 0, or almost everyone. Would have been exciting. But obviously, I would never want to see it replace Starcraft. Oh, people were saying Stormgate last summer or Starcraft. We had a lot of debates last summer over in Saudi Arabia what was going to happen when it comes to EWC the next year. And when it comes to RTS. And a whole bunch of folks were not just believing or hopeful it'd be Stormgate. They were almost convinced it'd be Stormgate. Does any game? Yes, Dreams does. That is a good comment, mate. Because they recently did that for Street Fighter, I believe. They had a big Street Fighter announcement and they announced a 3-year guarantee. So that's obviously massive. That is great for Street Fighter. That is something that I think we all dream of as StarCraft 2 fans as well. But also understand it's maybe hard to commit to a game that now no longer has a circuit that is being handled by ESL. And Blizzard has been very hands-off. A 3-year commitment I think is pretty big to make. One tank gets a couple big shots off. Patches has sent most of his army to the other side of the map to counterattack. Marines, tanks, medevacs. This DVT is going to be a little bit crazy. Patches is pretty far behind in upgrades. And it's trading. It always feels that upgrades are quite important. This main is a bit of a mess. We do have a bunch of missile turrets. Patches has made it into the main base of HackErIsTop. You need to get deeper, mate. You really need to get way, way deeper. Okay, he's in 2-3 different bases now. Friday night video gaming, guys. I know. A lot of news today, a lot of things to digest and discuss and either get excited over or worry about. These guys are gaming too. No, it's just kind of SCVs. The tank is dealing more damage to the Marines than anything else. Will the E-base live, guys? Oh, it will be such... I think the E-base will probably die, right? Does HackErIsTop ever turn around? He is still gunning down. Right now it's just defense. He is going to get the E-base. That is a big loss for Patches. That is a very, very big loss. +2 attack denied, +2 armor denied. What's the medevac count looking at? 6 against 5. 4 Vikings against 0 too. Seems very rough for Patches. He does still have his hidden base. And if he's maybe able to on-supply block himself a little bit quicker, he might be able to crank out a whole lot of additional units. He does have a pretty big Marine lead, to be fair. Upgrades matter a lot. But 46 against 28? Battle Aces, EWC. By the way, mate, I know you're trolling, but don't make me ban you. I go through so many streams without banning anybody. I kind of hate banning people. It's not fun. It's not what I do. You had your fun. You trolled a little bit. You got a reaction. Maybe now you can dial it down like 3 notches and we can all get along. That'd be great. I love Battle Aces, and I would love to see Battle Aces be a successful game. I love David Kim as well. I think he's awesome. I think they've done a very good job with it. Once more, same goes for Age of Empires or anything else. I don't want to see it replace StarCraft in anything, because I think StarCraft is unique, is beautiful, and deserves love and deserves a spot. But I think Battle Aces is a great game. I honestly think Battle Aces is kind of exciting to watch as well. That might be a hot take, but I have truly enjoyed in a couple of the previous betas watching other people stream and play Battle Aces, or even when they ran like a little tournament, or when I ran a little tournament with Wardy. I thought it was very exciting. Yeah, maybe that's just because I like the units, I like the sounds, I like the game, I like the pacing. But I thought it was really fun. Rise of Nations. Some people say that that is the goated RTS. I actually played it, mate. But I played it, a specific one. Rise of Nations, and then like, I forgot what it was called. It was legitimately kind of sick, but very overwhelming. Very complex, massive maps, but kind of a sick game. Rise of Nations, Rise of Legends, is that a thing? Am I making that up, or is that a thing? Because I think that is the one that I played. And it was legitimately sick, but I don't think I even touched 20% of the multiplayer. I just kind of played a couple games. There was a little competition happening. I tried to qualify for it. I didn't qualify, and then I stopped. Rise of Legends. I think that's the version I played. And I do have, like, overwhelming memories of it, where I was like, man, that's a deep game. That's very complex. I played it maybe for like 20, 30, 40 hours. And then I just started playing Warcraft again, as Patches is absolutely sending it. And he's got a pretty big army. He finds a good opening here. HackErIsTop has sent a lot of his units to the bottom left side. Maybe thinking that this is the most important base there is for Patches. And perhaps in a way it is. Because this base is almost mined out. But that is something that our Ukrainian random player who's playing as Terran is still not aware of. He has lost every single SCV. Are we getting a game 4? What a move. What a move by Patches. What a moment to send it. And that hidden base, guys, I did say in the very, very beginning, I like it. Especially against a random player who may not have that game sense that other 5,000 players, 5,000 MMR players would have in weird scenarios. Roddy wins again. I feel like you can only call it a Roddy win if we go to game 5. Like a 3-1 is something that anybody could do. But I'm just happy for Patches, because he seemed a little bit down. He seemed a bit frustrated already. This was a smart game, and perhaps HackErIsTop will get Zerg next game. And then we can get a game 5. Finally, HackErIsTop finds the bottom right side, and he's like, wait a minute, what? That's a lot of depots and no mineral patches. How long have you had that game? Or that base? And the answer would just be yes, I had that base. But for how long? Yes. Hello Mark, goedemorgen. 71 months from the beautiful Dutch legend. Might be in Mexico. If he says good morning, it's probably in Mexico. Hello Jimmy. Thank you Jimmy. Hello Jimmy, thank you Jimmy. It goes easy. Alright, game 4 is on Europe. We have 4 best of 5s, guys. This is just our very first series of the night. I'm trying to keep up with the chat, and I'm trying to also make sense of everything. It is as wild of a day for me as it is for a lot of you guys that either love StarCraft or just passionate viewers, passionate players. It still leaves us with a lot of questions right now. But clarity is what we all looked for. And hopefully some great news. Yeah, I know your stim was late, mate. But hey, great hidden base. Focus on your series. Get out of here. Things that I should not say to viewers, but the man is literally playing. Get out of here. Focus on your games. HackErIsTop says that he likes to roll Protoss. And Patches is letting us know on Battle.net that he has a 20% win rate against Protoss. GSL is going to begin living up its name. Yeah, I have thought about that already, Nua. Like, if the rumors are true and we get 1, if not 2 seasons of GSL Code S in 2025, is there a chance where it truly, finally becomes the global StarCraft League? And it's not just like the 16 same Koreans that have been playing for the last 9 years. What if that all ties into big qualifiers for EWC? And the Koreans, the Europeans, and maybe some of the American top tier pros have to go over to Korea to qualify for EWC. First series of the night, Soup Eater is around 5,000 MMR. 5-1, 5-2 max, 4,900. The winner gets $60, the loser gets 15. It's an invitation. What if it's the only qualifier for EWC? 2 seasons of GSL. I mean, obviously they would have to do it different, right? Because you can't really do the ultra spread out. I don't know. I don't know how they will do it. Yeah. Maybe, guys. EWC StarCraft will be 2v2 this year. And the only way to qualify is by playing in the next U-Thermal Cup. You too can be a StarCraft 2 millionaire. All you have to do is find a friend, play some 2v2, qualify for the big finals of the U-Thermal 2v2 circuit. And before you know it, you're over in Saudi Arabia. Technically orc, mate. Round 4, opening series of the night.
Round 4. Fight.
Top right side of Hellscape. We are looking at the main base where a Ukrainian random player got Terran, Protoss, Terran, Protoss. Must mean he gets Zerg if we get a game 5. This is HackErIsTop. Goonie in Cancun. How about Guadalajara? I feel like we've only had one big international StarCraft event ever in Mexico. The Copa Intercontinental. Honestly, we need to run that one back. That was a great event. Loved going to Mexico City. The steak was amazing. The wine was amazing. The Mexican folks were amazing. We had really good games in that tournament too. Snoot, Showtime, great series. We need to go back to Mexico, guys. Bottom left side of Hellscape. We are looking at the main base of the American Terran player. Down 1-2. It is Patches. That's where you met your lovely SO, Mark. That was a great event. It was such a fun time. Can't believe that Juanito didn't join us to the pyramids, by the way. We all the nerds like Omega Sunburn. Well, what a good event. It is probably in my top 5. Definitely top 10, but maybe top 5 of favorite StarCraft 2 events ever. Not necessarily for like the in-house stuff when it comes to the studio or the casting or the fans, but everything around it, the experience was so good. It was legitimately a 10 out of 10 time. The Blizzard Latin America cooked. And it was great. Exactly. And the last night as well, where they had the little bar and the tacos. It was such a good time. I mean, Blizzard really cared back then. To be fair, in the early days when I was a Warcraft 3 player, the experience at like Blizzard exclusive events was always so good as well. They always had fun dinners, they had fun things around other than the video gaming tournament. But obviously eventually it just grew bigger and they wanted it to be open, but if it's open to everyone then you can't really organize stuff anymore. But some of those events where you have to qualify online and then everybody that made it offline was basically treated like a champ already. That was really good. What the hell is our Ukrainian random player doing, guys? I see double Zealot on the production tab. 3 minutes into Hellscape. What is this? Double Stalker into double... Just ignore them. Just go to the other side of the map. Just ignore those Stalkers. Reapers are quicker. This is big. It's a TC Ultimate Special. Oh my god, it's a wing ant build. It's a wing ant. If you scout the Zealots, you shouldn't show the Zealots. I think showing the Zealots here is really bad. Oh my god, this is massive for Patches. An absolutely mega scout. Because there is no way ever that a normal build has 2 random ass Zealots here. Zealots obviously don't cost gas. Alarm bells need to go off. eBay, Raven, all like, I don't know, anything. That's just kind of cooking here. Really good Reaper movement. Such a good call to go to the other side of the map. Sure, he might lose a Reaper here. No, he doesn't. Scout mate and get detection. You're playing against a good 1 base Protoss 4 minutes into the game. Please. Detection. Guys. For the love of everything. Please. Patches? Yeah, he does have 2 scans. That's true. I'd like something else other than just scans though. But you're right. Oh! Oh! We threw down a scan. 3 DTs just got warped in. Guys, I mean we can repair. There is no robo. There's no warp prism. You would say there is no way for these DTs to ever... Oh my god, he's going double bunker. No! No, I mean, we have 1 scan. 1 scan, please. And repair, mate. Repair. Okay. But from here on out, even if you don't have energy, doesn't matter. Repair. For the love of everything, repair. 3 here, 3 here. Please. And sell this bunker for all I care, so you can repair this depot, please. Do not let them get in. Mate, no, it's only no. Oh my god, NA Starcraft. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. 4 DTs make it into the main base. We'll have another scan available soon, but it is already a little bit painful. There goes the scan. We kill 1 DT. We kill a 2nd DT. That's kind of... Oh my god, here comes the Zealot. No. Patches. This was supposed to be a game 5. In 100% of the... Okay, the whole position here is good. I love how the man suddenly cooks. And Stim has finished up. And it's 2 bases. Guys. Okay, we need to maybe eventually mine a little bit. Okay, we Stim. Guys, we Stim. Patches. Double orbital still. Double orbital. Reaper's in the mix as well. We need to start mining a little bit, amigo. We do need to start mining a little bit. I understand you felt like you needed... Oh, we are moving the Raxus to create a bit of a Sim City. Ken Patches, Stalker show up, extra Zealots, extra DTs. Ah, the stim hurts. We need the SCVs once more, at least a couple. The DTs, they deal so much damage. But the Marines with stim, a lot of the DTs have died. Surround those Stalkers. I think it's just a little too much damage from the Proto side. The SCV's casually repairing a barracks. Oh my god, I cannot believe we lost. I cannot believe we lost. But we lost. Oh, Patches. Oh, Patches. Well, congratulations to our random player, a young man from Ukraine, 16 or 17 years old. For the 3-1 victory, he will get $60 for winning this best of 5. Patches will get 15. And I hope when he takes a look at those $15, the next time he sees a one-base Protoss with a bunch of Zealots, we get detection real quick. Little message to Harstem. Dear Harstem, random is so imba. Nerve random. I think Harstem is currently over in South Korea. I don't know if he's watching. I highly doubt it. It's like 3 or 4 a.m. over there. What server are we playing on? You guys will play everything on the America, Gunner. Because Eric is from Brazil, and it's not like Brazil is cooking to American servers. So you will play everything on US Central. That's the only option we have. Central for Gunner versus Eric. I don't know if you saw me against Eric earlier, but I cooked, guys. I mean, you can't be sad about that, mate. He's from Brazil. It's not like he's from California and we'll be like, oh, we'll play a game on Europe. Eric is from Brazil, so you saw it. Banger, right? Oh, Patches, that should have been a game 5, mate. That should have been a game 5. GG. I hope you still had fun. I know it's obviously never fun to lose, but EWC just dropped another banner pick for SC2. Let's find out together, guys. Throughout the night, we find out together. No, he's from Ukraine and he plays random, but yeah, maybe I need to find a different way to summarize that. The squid is going to Saudi Arabia? Is that what's happening? I believe it. The man made a very big channel point bet on himself. That's obviously allowed. He was convinced he was going to win, and he did win. Next up, guys. The winner gets $80. The loser gets 20. It is Gunner versus Eric. Best of 5. BBB number... Is it 92? What number are we at? It would be the honor of my life to drink whiskey with you at one of those events. We can do that, mate. I do not need a lot of convincing. Any of you guys coming to the next Home Story Cup? You want to have a whiskey with me? We're going to make it happen. A beer, a water, a Coke, a kebab. I can't promise the kebab, but I can promise everything else. We can make all of it happen. Gunner is our Ukrainian Protoss, and Eric is our Brazilian Zerg player. Honestly, fun series, right? I think it's a tough one to call. I think it is a tough one to call. I'm going to go ahead and take a little break, couple minutes to catch my breath, and maybe also take a look at all the crazy things that are happening